In this video, I'm going to carry on yesterday's conversation. Right, let's get into it. The 3 points of evaluation pertaining to the journey of the soul. Number 1, I said yesterday that when the soul gets put into a human existence in a bodily form, the soul very much feels incarcerated. That's why the word incarceration and incarnation are so similar in sounding, because they're similar. The soul living through this humanly form goes through an incarcerated state, a state of being limited. As you know, the soul is very, very elevated. It could achieve a lot. But when it comes to this human existence, it is limited. It is incarcerated. It can't achieve that which it was able to achieve prior to its coming to this humanly form. I also spoke yesterday about the concept pertaining to what it's like dealing with a person who has narcissistic traits. I said do not refer to a person with narcissistic traits as the narcissist. Never put somebody on a pedestal. Never do that. Whatever the circumstances may be, do not put anybody on a pedestal. We are all equal. Nobody is greater than you, and nobody's inferior compared to you. I also spoke about the amazing concept pertaining to what it's like when darkness chases light. Try this, okay? Follow after me and repeat after me the following message. I am the light I am. Say it again. I am the light I am. I am the light I am. Why did I ask you to do that? What is that supposed to mean? Light? What are you, some kind of egoistical person? Claiming to be the light? To be enlightened to something? Actually, no. That's not what I was trying to do. What I was trying to actually do was give you an illustration. Give you that feeling that your soul feels in this human existence. I was trying to give you an illustration. I was trying to give you the picture of what it feels like to be the soul living through this human existence. I want you to remind your soul that it is light, regardless of what happens, regardless of what anybody has done to you in this life, regardless of all the times people in your life try to make you feel inferior, try to make you feel invalidated, try to make you feel unworthy. Regardless of all that, your soul remained the light. Yesterday I spoke about what it was like going through years of not even realizing that my soul was in existence. I went through some dark periods of my life. And throughout those dark years, my soul, the illumination from my soul, was dimmed. It was put out. And I didn't realize I had a soul. I went through an incarcerated state of living life as just a human being. You might turn to me and say, what? Living life as just a human being? That's what we are doing whilst we're here. We are just human beings. 100%. I agree with that. But like I said, we are actually souls in a human limited form. That's what I mean when I say that the soul lives through an incarcerated state. Some people don't want to believe that. Some people want to believe that. It's ridiculous to believe that. My soul? I don't have a soul. Some people want to believe. My channel is not here for them. I'm not here to cater to people who don't want to believe in a soul, who prefer to believe that it's just delusion. Like I said so many times before, there's hardly a human being who doesn't believe in some form of spirituality. There's hardly a human being who doesn't believe in some form of the spirit, in some form of riding above whatever your circumstances are, whatever they may be. People believe this to be the case when it comes to growing hard skin, whether it is so because that's the line of work, whether it is so because that's the kind of family members they're having to deal with. However you're going to look at it, fact remains that that's very much a spiritual means of ascension. Define it differently if you choose so. Nonetheless, whenever you talk about the concept, the idea, whenever we think about the idea of living life through the type of paradigm whereby you grow hard skin and you don't take to heart the negativity of others, you hence go and live your life through a certain kind of spiritual paradigm. You hence go and live your life through a lesser incarcerated state, and more from a state of being, from a state of being spiritual and also you've hence blossomed as a human being. I want to carry on the conversation pertaining to those who struggle with narcissistic traits, and I want to point out that it's really, really interesting, and there's hardly a word in English that has such a variant type of a meaning. Narcissism entails a few different types of people. Like I said yesterday, there's one type of narcissist who claims to be the grandiose type, who claims that people have to come wash their feet, who claims that people need to bow down to them, people need to serve them. And the other type of narcissist at the very end is the type of person who says, I am inferior, I am permanently a victim, and you need to hence recognize my state of victimhood and never ever allow your sense of self, allow your individuality get in the way of pitying me, caring for me, and giving me all the time I need. Yes, there's some kind of correlation between the two types of people with the narcissistic traits I just mentioned, but they seem almost unrelatable. It's a deep concept, this concept of narcissism. It's a very deep concept. That's why I said you should rather see the person struggling with narcissistic traits as somebody who has narcissistic traits, rather than calling them a narcissist. Because a narcissist is firstly pedestaling the person, putting on a pedestal, and secondly, it is very hard to define the term narcissism, because there's many different types of forms and shapes of narcissism, but the two types of narcissism which I mentioned are so vastly different. They seem so far apart. I want to carry on and point out that if you are dealing with a person with narcissistic traits, that person is dealing with past trauma. Love them, care for them from a distance if you have to. This correlates and very much aligns with the message I've been saying in the last few days. If you're dealing with a person with narcissistic traits, separate from them, pray for them, care for them, but from a distance. Don't try and change their energy, because it ain't going to happen. Now, the person with the narcissistic traits is somebody we need to pity, but from a distance. The person with narcissistic traits is dealing with past trauma. They are dealing with a certain type of conditioning. And you're hence going and seeing that as a light being. I am the light I am. That's just reminding your soul what it is in this dimension. It is the light. The light it is. Don't take to heart. Do not take to heart what people tell you in a derogatory manner in this world, in this life. Life, when you live it through a state of light, through an illuminated form, it cannot be extinguished by the dark. No dark could extinguish light. It's impossible. I will repeat this as many times as I have to, and I'll say it again. You cannot judge somebody else if you love yourself and you are complete from within. I am the light I am. If I am light, I don't feel upset if somebody judges me. And if I am light, I will not judge somebody else. Because the light I am, the soul I am, the illuminated soul I am, and nobody could dim that light. Nobody could dim the light of the soul. It's impossible. You know, I've had certain difficulties in my life, as I've shared with you in the past. I've particularly shared quite a few different issues, quite a few different struggles I've had in my life. In the last few videos, I've shared it. And I hence realized thereafter that when it comes to these type of struggles, every struggle I had gave me a certain positive outlook on my life, in my life. Whether it was the struggle I had after my brother's death, or it was the struggle I had after I was not given the light of day when it came to me being reunited with my precious offsprings, or whether it was pertaining to people who rejected me because they couldn't handle my being who I am. All those scenarios, all of that gave me the ability to feel from the deepest core from within me a certain kind of maturity, a certain kind of light, a certain kind of state of being which I never could have achieved had I lived an ordinary life, a regular life with none of these challenges. I said this a couple of weeks ago and I'll say it again. I said, if I had to put my life on reset, if I had to put the reset button on my life, I would do it. I would live it again. I really appreciate the amazing lessons I learned on my amazing journey of life. That's today's video. I expanded on yesterday's message. If you enjoyed today's video, press the like button. And why not? Feel free to share away this video with your friends, family, acquaintances, peers, and even grandma. It's an amazing message. If you have any thoughts or comments, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section down below. I'm really grateful for the amazing commenters, the amazing viewers who have dropped amazing comments to me, whether here on YouTube or in other forms, in other places, forums, I should have said, in other forums. Thank you for your kind words. Thank you for your amazing feedback. I'm really grateful. And why not subscribe if you haven't already? Press that subscribe button and the bell notification right next to the subscribe button so that I could share this message even further. I want to wish you high vibes, high frequency. I love you so much. Have a great and blissful day.